How are you both today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good.
I shared ahead of time.
Excited to be here.
I said in the green room that I get major street cred both with my daughter and my nephew, who said that this was bigger than Barack Obama. That was my nephew's exact words. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take that as a quote.
Yes, you should. You can put it on the back. Better than Barack Obama.
And I literally was just cleaning up baby, 4-year-old poop right before we came in here. So it's
only getting better, Ashley. It's only getting better.
Hey, I'm a mama of a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, so I get it.
Yeah,
I was in this morning.
Your kids must think you are the absolute coolest then.
I think not sure they totally wrap their head around it, but every so often it's really fun. I'll get Steven just did a video. So this morning, that was how I got my daughter to school. I was like, Blippi will give you a special video if you hurry up and get your shoes on.
Major street cred.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, forgive me. My feed was coming through a little choppy for a second there, and I heard cleaning up 3-year-old poop, but I'm totally with everybody. I feel like I'm traveling around with the preschool equivalent of the Beatles sometimes.
Seriously. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when I say 3-year-old poop, it's not a poop that is 3 years old. It is from a 3-year-old, just to clarify, because that's a whole other.
Thank you.
We're going into other territory.
It's a different podcast, Ashley. That is a different podcast.
Very helpful clarification. Thank you.
I am dying to know a few production things about this. Firstly, I mean, it's been really interesting to watch Blippi go from general YouTube, obviously doing it himself. Carrie and I are both very much self-starters and create our own work. And that's
an iPhone camera. Now he's got a clip mic. And now we're like,
we're really, the audio's better. Yeah. The graphics are better. The songs are like more they're produced. Higher quality. Yeah. So how did Moonbug get involved? How did Amazon get involved? How did this evolve into something else?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for noticing that we're upping the quality. And I think Moonbug in general is really about identifying properties and special IP that is audience first. And today that really means, for the most part, starting on YouTube, especially in the preschool space. And then being able to really take that IP and think about it in a much more mindful, value-based way, where we're able to really up the quality, to your point, right? We are able to create a bit more ownership around original music, because we know that's a really important extension of preschool content. And then with sort of an eye always video first, really thinking about how can we be in more places for more people in the most engaging way possible. And so that's really what we think about with Blippi is really, like I said, I'm a parent. I know there's a big responsibility in terms of the kind of content that we want to put in front of other kiddos. If it's not something I wouldn't put in front of my kiddos, then I don't want that in front of others. And so really thinking about it with sort of this whole child lens, which I think Blippi was doing sort of instinctively from the very beginning, but we certainly are continuing to do that with a more mindful learn through play curriculum. And then sort of as we've been continuing to evolve, right, we've been very excited to partner with Amazon. We've seen our content just really continue to grow, our viewership grow on Amazon's platform. We've been loving seeing sort of the success there. And so when Amazon Kids Plus came to partner with us, we thought, what a beautiful way for us to really be able to super serve our fans there, and create a show that is really special to that platform. To date, right, we've really been able to have a show that's really about outwardly going and adventuring outward. And this show is really about inviting our new fans as well as current fans into Blippi's world and really giving them a special experience. And so we're really excited to sort of see this be, by far and away the most premium thing that Blippi's ever done. And in a really sort of mindful way that is really sort of like has curiosity at the center of it.
I did live in LA for a short period of time and had a friend that lived in a treehouse, and they are always the most interesting friends.
I think Blippi needs to meet your friend.
Yeah, maybe. And so I always
tells me Blippi and this friend are not meant to be.
But they're always the most interesting friends. So I like that.
And I'd be happy to speak a little bit too to how Amazon got involved
Please.
and where we're coming from. I think from our perspective, it was a really easy decision to partner with Blippi, not just because we have millions of Blippi fans watching today, but also because has his content out on YouTube and beyond, right? It's entertaining, but it's also very educational. I think one of the things we really responded to is that learning with him on his cell phone camera out there, man on the street, it's really authentic. It's really natural. It's really fun. But at the same time, he's not shying away from using more technical terms or sophisticated concepts, right? He's telling you about the plane's fuselage and how it's so aerodynamic. And that's what we really wanted to double down on with a new series.
Oh, I know about the plane's fuselage. My daughter, that's one of her favorite. I was like, he's on a private jet, honey. That's not just a regular plane. That is a private jet. Let's be clear.
Powerful engine boosters for sure.
Yes.
Also, how do I get a ride in that Blippi ATV that he has is what I really want to know. So one of the things that I find the most interesting about Blippi is that I feel my son got really attached to Blippi during COVID. And I think that was partially because we couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't go to a play place. We couldn't go learn things. We couldn't go to a museum, and we're still kind of not fully there. Is that something you guys are hearing a lot from parents? Was there a rise in ratings? Like, can you just tell us a little bit about how COVID really impacted Blippi's trajectory?
Yeah, so certainly we saw increased viewership during COVID. I mean, I think core to the brand, right, is really about being as relatable as possible, but just a bit aspirational, right? So really going to like the play places, the kids museums, the zoos, things that kids, have gone to, could go to, but you're not going every day. And then also being able to sort of elevate that exactly to Veronica's point earlier, either with the language we use or the locations that we're going to or the talent we collaborate with. But actually, it's been this year that we've seen the most growth with Blippi ever. So we continue to see, I do these presentations to our larger Moonbug team, and it's every month this is our best month ever. And so we continue to really see fans embrace Blippi, embrace what the curiosity and the adventure that he's about. We introduced Mika, a new character who has who is a co-host on Blippi's Treehouse, and fans have been supportive of her joining the franchise, and that's been great for us. And we also have an animated series, and there's an animated segment that really helps sort of like lean into the curiosity of Blippi in Blippi's Treehouse as well. And we've seen great success with that, not just in the US, but globally as well. So we've seen phenomenal growth with the brand. And I think a lot of parents are also seeing that there's a lot of value and learning to Blippi. I think there's a lot of respect that comes in the brand, right? Is that, we have there's a character on the Rain episode in Blippi's Treehouse who comes on, Evelyn Taft. She's amazing. And she basically says, she comes in and says, I'm a meteorologist. And I think a lot of other kids shows would say, I'm a weather person, right? And she speaks like to a lot of sort of these really sort of, dynamic and technical terms. And she says that so I think the idea of like not shying away, but like looking into the camera, speaking to a kid and respecting the fact that they are then able to take that language and learn from it is kind of the magic sauce. And certainly Blippi's Treehouse does that in the most magical way to date.
Now, I have a quick question. Originally, I thought maybe I had one too many Chardonnays at the end of the evening when I was with my daughter, but
is there such thing as one too many?
I mean, I think because, sometimes I put it on towards the end of the night when we're getting ready to go to bed. And I thought I saw somebody else who wasn't Blippi, like a Blippi Junior. Can you explain to me? Because at first I was just like, I texted Ashley. I was like, Ashley, have you seen this other person?
I texted you and said Sebastian saw the new Blippi and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
And I was like, I didn't know what's happening. So can you tell me about this Blippi in training that is also sometimes now introduced in these later seasons that I know is not on the Amazon Treehouse version, but
right. Yeah. So I mentioned a little bit earlier, right, is that our goal with Blippi is really to be as relatable and accessible to everyone as possible. And so it's really about more Blippi and more places for everyone. And when Steven created Blippi, he created it as a character who at its core is really about curiosity and adventure. And we really want to bring that character to as many people as possible. And the reality is that we need more characters to be able to do that. And
you need to multiplicity him like that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Steven is a vital part of the brand. He was a really important part of
he's probably so tired. God bless.
But he also, it enables him to do things like Blippi's Treehouse, which he's the star of and he helped create, and that he's been such a phenomenal part of.
And Mika, I mean, it's great to see also a girl represented, especially a woman of color. It's a really great to see.
Yep.
Yeah. When we met Caitlin about a year and a half ago, she came from Sprout. She's like very familiar with sort of edutainment in the kid space. She's got a
edutainment. I like that word. Woo!
She's got a kiddo in the same toddler sphere. He actually came to the Blippi Treehouse set and had so much fun. He like passed out at 2 p.m. So she just totally gets it. And she's been phenomenal to work with. And her character is so complimentary to Blippi's, right? So we're having so much fun, and the Treehouse show really allows her to, she's musical, she's kind, she's inclusive, and she's proactive. And she's really sort of this like yin to his yang, right? Where he's like, whoa, like, check it out, reactive. She's like, hey, I've got a plan, let's go tackle it, right? And so she just like makes a really amazing compliment, and the dynamic that you're about to see between them is, it really is fireworks. And so we're very excited about her being a part of the Blippi franchise, and the magic that they have together on the Treehouse is so good.
And she has such a beautiful singing voice. Oh my goodness, for all the original music and dancing that goes on. I think one of our big goals with the series was to build out just a home base for Blippi and a community of people around him, whether it's the cast of friends, right, like Mika, or these new critters, Patch and Scratch, and also the group of visitors that come around. And, it really struck me when you're talking about kids feeling really attached, and particularly during COVID. I think for the preschool audience, right, these characters are always very, very real. They're like your friends. But then you also see these people on digital media and social media, and it adds a whole other layer, right, of personal connection. I feel the same way. It's like my virtual yoga instructor is as close to me as she ever was. She's
that's
my real
scary.
friend.
That's me. I'm a yoga instructor. Yeah.
But
I know about
amazing
people.
to see Steven bring that connection, that sort of sense of authenticity with the viewer over into Treehouse. It's been a real pleasure.
I know my son who is here, and he is being so good because I told him no Blippi if you are not good beforehand.
My daughter could not be trusted. She's away. She could not be trusted.
He is so prepared to come on here and tell Blippi how much he loves him and that he's his best friend. So, firstly, thank you, because Blippi is something we talk about on the show all the time. And we knew we were interviewing Steven in character, but we really wanted to get some real answers because the parents want to know too,
Also, thank you for more content, because Lord knows Ashley and I have seen every single video at least 75 times. So thank you.
I can't watch if it's going to sink or float anymore, guys. I can't do it.
Oh my God, sink or float. I've seen that one too many times.
No, but it's true. I think the other result of COVID, right, is that everybody's spending a little bit more time in front of a screen than we thought we might otherwise. And so you're looking for more stuff to watch. You're also looking maybe for more ways to engage and interact, right? Maybe dancing and singing helps, or being able to read at the same time. And that's also just part of what we're trying to do.
Also, just to let you guys know, my daughter thinks she's married to Blippi. So she also thinks she's married to the gecko guy. So we have she's got an interesting relationship with television.
Full dance card.
Sounds fabulous.
Really? Mm-hmm. She's going to be in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City next time with all these.
Oh my God. But opposite, Caitlin, Veronica, thank you so much. This was really informative, and it was really nice to speak to both of you and learn a little bit more about where Blippi and Blippi's Treehouse are heading.
We're excited.